Hi, this is a marking sheet sent to me from somebody in the Indians in Ireland Facebook group. You can see from the marking sheet that they haven't failed by an awful lot, but it was the two grade threes which ultimately made them fail. So we'll go through them. The grade two for position turning left means that you didn't keep close enough to the curb. If you're turning left, it should be about if it's a T junction, keep in towards the left hand side, have the car about a metre out from the curb. Otherwise, you're going to drift out and be too close to cars on the opposite side. The grade three for observation turning right meant that you possibly either came to a T junction and didn't stop, so it may have been a yield sign. But if you can't see clearly up the road, like if there's any obstruction, such as a wall or a hedge or parked car, if you can't see clearly, then you have to stop, have a good look, and move off. So to get a grade three, you either didn't go slow enough to observe or didn't give yourself enough time to act on anything which you might have seen. The three grade threes for observation turning left would be possibly the same sort of thing, where you're coming up to turn left and you're maybe only giving yourself a small amount of time to look both ways. So just when if something did come, you might have had to brake very heavily. May also be sometimes people over observe, which means that as they're turning left, your whole focus should be to the left hand side, whereas you're maybe kind of looking all over the place, looking to the right hand side as you turn left, so you aren't paying attention to what's in front of you. The reaction to hazards could be anything, like maybe hitting a speed bump too fast, signals moving off. It would only be a grade two if you don't indicate and somebody would have benefited from it. So that grade two would be more likely that you were still indicating left as you moved off, so it's conflicting, and you would have got a fault for that. Progress turning right would have been either at a T junction and you could have turned right, but you hesitated and waited too long, or else you were turning right from a main road to a minor road and you stopped unnecessarily. And then the final one, traffic controls for pedestrian crossing, that would have been that you stopped on a pedestrian crossing. So even if there was nobody crossing the road at the time, you still can't stop on a pedestrian crossing, because for all you know, the traffic in front isn't going to move and somebody's going to look to cross the pedestrian crossing. So treat the pedestrian crossings like a yellow box. You would never stop in on top of them. So either stop beforehand or wait till you can fully cross them before you drive over them. Hope that helps. If anybody else wants any feedback on their driving test sheets, just um, post it into the comments here, and I'll do my best to reply. You can also like and subscribe to the channels. Thank you.